Welcome back, dear children. Today let's have discussion on the another topic of your class 12th accountancy, which is a part of accounting ratio, which is a part of ratio analysis, that is activity ratio. So before we could start with the different things or the different segregation, different types which is a part of activity ratios, first we should understand the concept of activity ratio. See, activity ratio, name itself is telling the things which is actively involved in the organization, right? So which is actively involved in the organization, if I ask you, you definitely you will say it's a part of buying and selling. So here after production, the next thing which company should concentrate in the business is, that is selling. So in activity ratio completely we are talking, activity ratio is completely defining that it is going to tell the company's efficiency, company's efficacy on the selling part. So here in this ratio we will come to know that how much company is active, which how much company is solvent to sell the company product, whether it is having the efficiency or not, will come to know in this formula. So activity ratio, when we are segregating, it's again segregated with the 4 types. Number 1 is stock turnover ratio, debtor turnover ratio, creditor turnover ratio and working capital turnover ratio. So each and every formula, each and every type, it is telling that how actively, how much company is effectively is able to do its operating activity, which is a part of selling. See, say for example, if you take stock turnover ratio. So before you could go through what is stock turnover ratio, how we can be calculated and all those things, first you should know what is stock. What is stock, dear children? Already you know very well. Stock is a good which is lying in the warehousing, which is produced by the company. So you already know what is stock, no? Right? So how the stock is going to be used by the company in the organization to see smooth functioning in the business. So stock turnover ratio is telling you that how many number of how many times the company sold his units, sold his goods to the people, and how much it is reached to the customer. At the end, how much it is lying in the warehousing. At the end of the year, we will come to know with the help of this formula. So what actually stock turnover ratio formula is? Cost of goods sold, exactly what already I told you. Here we will come to know how much cost of goods sold is done by the company, which is going to be denominator we are going to use as average inventory. So average inventory, when we are talking here, we should take opening and as well as closing inventory, how much we had in the beginning, that's nothing but beginning of the accounting period. And second thing, we also should take at the end of the year. Say for example, if company starts on April 1st, of course the company is going to end on March 31st. So these duration from the beginning to ending, how much company is sold his units, sold its goods. So these things to be calculated by the company to know how much efficiency company is having, how much company is able to fulfill its obligations. So second thing which we are supposed to discuss is, it is stock turnover ratio. So stock turnover ratio afterwards, debtor turnover ratio is very important. So what debtor turnover ratio is telling? So debtor turnover ratio also the part of activity ratio. So before you could go with the what actually debtor turnover ratio and its formula, you already know very well who is debtor. You already know very well who is creditor. There is an interrelated between debtor to creditor. Who is debtor? Debtor is a person who is able to give the money, who is owing the money, who is having the money, right? So exactly opposite to debtor, creditor is a person who is liable, who is having the obligation towards his responsibility. So here debtor turnover ratio and creditor turnover ratio is telling that how much company is supposed to pay and how much company is supposed to receive. So these things will be calculated with the help of formula. So if we take debtor turnover ratio formula, it's given credit sales divided by average debtors. So you are supposed to take, to calculate the debtor turnover ratio, you are supposed to take credit sales. So credit sales means, you know very well, whenever company is giving goods or company is selling goods or its unit on the basis of credit. So that selling is a part of credit sales, it is not cash sales. So that you should remember. So when it is credit sales, so how many number of units, how much company for the complete 1 year credit sales have done, it will be given in the question, that we should take and we should apply in the this formula. Then you are supposed to take average debtors. So total number of average debtors, how much it will be, that we are supposed to take. So children, these all information will be given in the question, which is not given only, we are supposed to do the calculation. So next, creditor turnover ratio also same. So what creditor turnover ratio is telling, it's opposite to exactly credit sales. So net credit purchases. So if we are doing in the debtor sales, here it is net credit purchase, how much we have taken on the basis of credit, how much we purchased on the basis of credit, we are supposed to enter in. Then here you are supposed to take average creditors as you have taken in the previous formula debtor. So this formula is having interrelated interconnection. If you know the debtor turnover ratio, creditor turnover ratio will be very easy. So here what actually creditor turnover ratio is telling you, that net credit purchases average creditors. So you are supposed to take how much company is purchased, how much company has taken, how much company is buyed actually purchases amount which is on the basis of credit, not on the basis of cash, that you are supposed to take, and you are supposed to take average creditors of the company at the same time. So these are the three important formula of activity ratio according to your CBSE syllabus. So last formula, which is a part of again activity ratio, that is working capital ratio. So you already learned, you already know what is working capital in the cash flow statement, if you are remember. So working capital is that capital which is actively involved, which is actively already working in the company for the operating activity purpose. So that capital we call it as working capital. So working capital, here if you want to calculate the ratio, so here the formula, cost of goods sold divided by working capital, we are supposed to take. So here to calculate, to know the working capital turnover ratio, how much capital is contributed by the owner, how much capital it's actively already engaged in the business operating activity. If you want to know in the form of ratio, if you want to see in the form of ratio in the mathematical expression, if you want to see it, if you want to calculate it, you are supposed to take cost of goods sold divided by working capital, which is contributed by the owner in the company. So these are the four important formula which is a part of activity ratio. As already you studied about liquidity, as already you studied about solvency, profitability, at the same time activity ratio also the part of accounting ratio, the part of ratio analysis. So here in activity ratio, main motive behind of calculation of activity ratio is to know company's efficacy, company's ability towards its selling. So how much selling is actively done by the company, we are going to calculate with the help of four important formulas again. We will see in the four mode. Number one is stock turnover ratio, debtor turnover ratio, creditor turnover ratio and working capital turnover ratio. So in the ratio analysis, keep it in your mind, one thing, you are supposed to go through the formula, you should remember the formula and you should see in the question what is given information, which is not given. So you are supposed to do the working notes based on questions, based on given information. So that you need to keep it in your mind and you need to go ahead with the calculation, because you may feel bit confusion, because 6 marks definitely it will come from the accounting ratio, you remember. So as already I told, cash flow statement 1 8-mark problem definitely it will come. From this lesson 6 mark you will get, comparative common sense you will get 4 mark and rest you will get theory. So like this part B is segregated completely with 20 marks. So this particular formula activity ratio, it is consist of 4 formulas with its definitions, so you should remember. Children, I hope I am clear with all the things which is a part of activity ratio. So any queries are there, just feel free to ask or go through the different online materials and also the books which is available with you people, and practice every day without wasting your time. So anything is there, I hope I am clear with all the content of today's topic. So anything is there, just feel free to ask. Thank you.